I saw a video where Cardi B went live 6 days ago. I really wish I would have went on her live. I'm glad she's using her voice to speak out about politicians because it's not the first time. My issue is if you know that the mayor of New York is the cutting funding by 120 million. I just read that there are more millionaires in New York. Like we have the highest and a few billionaires, but we have the highest so far. My thing is, and again, I can't tell people what to do with their money, but if I know I have the means, I'm going to find, because she mentioned about schools, libraries, and etc. being affected by the funds. So me, let's just say I attended an elementary school, middle school in New York, which I didn't, and they're going to be affected by the budget cut. Wouldn't it make sense to support the schools with your money to ensure that they don't get affected? And again, she can't help everyone in New York because people think that because she's from here, she's supposed to clean up everything. No, that's where the politicians come from. But again, it would make sense for you to use your resources because you going on live and saying this, Mayor Adams don't care. He don't care. He was just in the news the other day, news people asking millionaires and billionaires for funds to help him. So if he's asking others for money, what makes you think he feels any shame about cutting funds? Because he don't want to use his money. So of course he's going to find what the means to cut funding. I appreciate her saying that, but Cardi B has to be mindful, and that goes for other celebs. When you speak, just be prepared that people are going to ask you, well, what have you done or why you don't help. I don't always have it, but if I see someone in need, I'm going to help. Because again, I leave this earth tomorrow. The money that I do have in my bank account, I can't take with me. So might as well help somebody in need. The Bible says it. So there you have it. So I appreciate her speaking. But then you have the situation that happened in Hawaii. Oprah and The Rock came under scrutiny because they donated, but then they were asking other people to donate. I wasn't going to donate because, again, they have friends that are high up and that are successful. So why would I donate my money? I'm not doing that. That's just me. I would give my money towards a cause. Like, for example, the holidays is coming up. I've cash apped a few organizations and whatnot. I will give food to people that I see struggling on the streets, but I'm not about to donate my money, especially when millions of money, because from my understanding, I think The Rock and Oprah donated maybe $5 to $10 million each of their money. So if they already did that and they have it on their page that they're raising funding, I'm pretty sure their celebrity counterparts can help out. So stuff like that, I'm not going to contribute to for the simple fact that these people have the resources and backings. But like to small businesses, I'm going to help out because again, there are people that don't have the backing, the resources, or the connections. So those charities I help, those whose voices are not heard, those are the organizations I prefer to help because again, they don't have the large followings on Facebook or Instagram. So those organizations, I apologize for using those organizations are who I prefer to help. But we have to be mindful when we're speaking about budget cuts or what politicians should be doing. Just know that they will not be held accountable because they don't care. They got our votes and they're going to do as they please. I had the pleasure of speaking with Mayor Adams. there's a video, if you scrolled, and you'll hear him speaking about what he's supposed to be doing. I'm still looking out for those so-called programs he's supposed to be implemented. Because I had asked him specifically, don't you think it would be wise to teach our children about investing now, not waiting until they're in college or even high school? They should know about investing. He was like, yeah, the Bronx, I've already started implementing this program and whatnot. And I haven't heard about the program yet, but I'm gonna still do my research and see, because that was from September. So I'm gonna see from November was the program implemented. I'll get back to you on that. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna go up to a politician or someone that's prominent and ask them some questions. I'm going to ask, but usually when I ask them questions, it's more so to get their advice, because again, I know how to help my community. Because again, everybody's looking for, and I made a video about this, everybody's looking for politicians, celebrities to help you, but they're not going to. At least some of them are not. They're not going to. That's just the reality. So stop looking for these people to help you. But I appreciate Cardi B, but my advice to you is, I hope that you donate some of your funds or resources to these schools that are going to be affected, because trust and believe them, the schools will be affected. They will be. But again, you don't have to, but I appreciate your voice, because she's one of the few that use their voice for good. But just be mindful that a lot of times you use your voice and people are like, well, where's the money at? And it's sad because Dr. Umar just did a video about why these celebs are just giving out turkeys and groceries but not any resources. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, Dr. Umar, I'm still waiting for that school to be built that I use my hard-earned money. So again, people have to be mindful when you say certain stuff. Just be prepared that you're gonna have scrutiny, because I mean, granted, those families could have used the gift cards, the money, but again, them giving out turkey and groceries was a blessing, because Dr. Umar, what are you doing? Because we're still waiting for your school. So you see why when people open their mouth, they need to be mindful of making sure that when you open your mouth and ask what other people do, you better make sure that you're helping your people do, not just talking. Because Dr. Umar loves to run his mouth and give solutions, but and talk about the problem. That's good and dandy, but I have yet to see Dr. Umar go out into the community and assist. Because it's good for you to talk and spell and spread knowledge, but have you gone out? Have you fed the homeless? Have you volunteered your time to help a family in need? Have you volunteered at a soup kitchen? All of these don't cost money, but time. Because let me tell you something. If you don't want to spend your money, cool. Find time to help somebody in need. Because let me tell you something. There are people that had good careers, jobs, and the pandemic humbled them. There are a lot of people on food stamps now than ever before that's trying to apply, because hours were cut. They have to work from home. They don't feel comfortable going back into the office, although some jobs are requiring people to come back. So there's a lot of people that are hurting financially that before March 2020 that were successful in their careers and job now and now have to be humble. So we need to be careful when we're talking about, oh, I don't know how people could receive assistance. Oh, I could never take help from Uncle Sam, because you will be humble real quick. So we need to stop that. People don't need to be on welfare, because if you work, your tax dollars pay for welfare. The same way, if you have to collect unemployment, that's the money that you put in. So you're entitled to those benefits. So stop shaming people that are on welfare, because, sweetie, if they worked, because majority of people that's on welfare, they work. They don't sit at home. You can't do that anyway. And let me tell you something. Now they're requiring you to work for food stamps. You need to be either in school or in their back to work program, finding a job. So stop thinking that people there are people on welfare that's sitting down, don't work. No, them days are gone from the 90s. They don't do that. And the reason why I know that, because I was one of those that had to work for their benefits. And best to believe, I made sure I found me a job because I could not sit at a computer. And then the jobs that they have, or the referrals they give you, security, home attendant, no. And some of them were asking for a 4-year degree, which I don't have, and I don't have the time to go back to college. I need to work because I have bills, so I can't sit up in a college for another 2 years. Hopefully, I can set aside time to pick up a trade because I feel like learning a trade is more productive and is less time, and you get paid more. I'm just saying. So another thing, these people that's rolling in college debt and whatnot, some of you all that graduated and have all these degrees are struggling and you're not even working at, and I'm not trying to go off on a tangent, but I had to bring that topic in because again, there are some people that like to say, oh, go to college and whatnot. But when you got the degree in human services, are you in the job field that you study for 4 years? No. So now you in this debt and then you're going back to school to go earn a master's and bachelor's. No, pay that debt off and then go back to school. Don't drown off in debt. So we like to give advice on what we should be doing and whatnot, and where you're not even where you're supposed to be. So we have to be mindful that when we're giving advice, it's good and all, but just make sure that your ducks are in a row, because if it's not, somebody's going to tell you and it's going to look kind of messed up, you giving advice. And because let me tell you something, God will use those people whose life is in a mess, but you have to be humble about it, because you have some people that their life is in a mess but want to criticize and put people down because you're miserable. You can't do that.